Welcome all y'all out there in Radio Land to the classroom of Professor Percy Pickem's Peerless Pigskin Predictions and Prognostications 101. Professor Percy Pickem, the freight train of pigskin pain and the master of point spread disaster. After much cogitation and coin flipping, the old professor has carefully prepared his lesson plan, and he's here with his weekly lecture on gridiron glory and his prodigious Pickem Pigskin Report. This week, there's a lot of gridiron grit on the schedule, so sharpen your number 2 pencils, get in your seats, open your books, and get ready to take some notes. The old professor's class is now in session.
This is Professor Percy Pickem, welcoming you back for another action-packed academic episode of my Peerless Pigskin Predictions and Prognostications 101. We had some spine-chilling, stupendous spectaculars in the season openers last week, as we expect plenty more humdinger heartbreakers and crackerjack game breakers from palpitating playmakers. Got some good ones for you today, so here we go. Michigan versus Notre Dame. An age-old rivalry is going to take place as the massive monsters of Michigan make a manly move into South Bend, looking to steal the pot of gold from the end of the little leprechaun's gridiron rainbow. The winged helmet-wearing Wolverines will be wild and woolly, but at the end of the day, the legendary luck of the Irish will precariously prevail as the gnarly Notre Damers win one more for the Gipper. Percy's pick for home field advantage, Notre Dame. East Carolina versus South Carolina. The plundering pirates look to courageously commandeer the good ship Spurrier, with a presumptuous plan to pluck the discombobulated cockadoodle-doos of confused Columbia. The skull and crossbone crowd will be stout-hearted, but after last week's chicken licking, the old ball coach's embarrassed boys will boldly banish the brass buccaneers with a bombastic broadside to the beam. Percy's pick, South Carolina. BYU versus Texas. The robust ball-playing boys of Brigham backpack out of precipitous Provo, with a Utah urge to hunt down some humongous hook'ems down in audacious Austin. The Tabernacle Tabbycats will put up a ferocious feline fuss against the beefy burnt orange bovines to make this one a mighty close contest. But the Longhorns of the Lone Star will wind up with a testy Texas triumph. Percy's pick, Texas. UAB versus Mississippi State. The bright burning blazers of Birmingham take a short trip over to clinging Cowbell City for a tenuous tug-of-war with a snarling pack of cantankerous canines. Deafening Davis Wade Stadium is going to be a clamoring commotion of bulldog emotion as the sturdy squad from Starkbatch will unceremoniously extinguish the feisty, fire-breathing dragons. Percy's pick, Mississippi State. Well, this old microphone is getting almost too hot to hold, so let's take a short break to let all this fancy equipment cool down a bit. But I'll be right back before you can say Professor Percy Pickem's Peerless Pigskin Predictions and Prognostications. That is, if it takes you about a minute to say it.
There is a movement to simplify, a movement to find balance. It is a movement that's defined in every Bosch kitchen. Bosch kitchens are designed to be everything a modern kitchen should be. The precise technology in every Bosch appliance was invented with you in mind. Side-opening oven doors that give easier cavity access. Induction cooktops with zones that adapt to the size of your cookware. Dishwashers with a third rack to fit cutlery, whisks, and tongs. And with flush installation, the Bosch kitchen gives you a clean, integrated, and definitively European look. There is a movement to value simplicity as a luxury. There is a movement toward perfection in every detail. There is a movement toward the 2014 Bosch kitchen. Step up to a Bosch kitchen package of 3 or more appliances and get a 10% rebate. See the new Bosch kitchen at your Bosch retailer.
Southern artist Larry Womble has a collection of art prints from your favorite college towns: Austin, Baton Rouge, College Station, Fayetteville, Nashville, Oxford, Tallahassee, and more. Larry Womble's art style is something guys and gals both can agree on, as they'll bring back treasured memories of spots enjoyed during your collegiate prime. Visit LarryWomble.com to view the array of prints and place an order for yourself or as a special gift. LarryWomble.com.
This is Professor Percy Pickem. Each week, my peerless pigskin predictions are heard on the best dang radio stations in the land, like our good friends at WBRT FM 97.1 in Bardstown, Kentucky, home of the famous Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Oh yeah. And on KBYO FM 92.7, that's Fun Radio in Monroe, Louisiana. Or is that Louisiana, Monroe? Now back to my peerless prognostications. The Citadel versus Florida State. The classic cadets of Old Charleston rolled their caissons from their campus checkerboard quadrangle onto the treacherous Seminole Reservation to tangle with the titanically tough #1 ranked Tallahassee tribesmen. Unless the spirited Southern soldier boys dust off that old cannon they used on Fort Sumter, this battle will be more like Custer barging in at the Little Bighorn. No peace pipes around the campfire in this one, boys. Percy's pick, a Florida State track meet. USC versus Stanford. It's an early season Pac-12 showdown as the smog-breathing 14th-ranked Trojans fight the frenetic freeways out of loony La La Land into studiously nerdy Silicon Valley for an all-California collision with a colorful 13th-ranked Cardinal. The hustling Hollywooders, minus their double ankle-sprained balcony-jumping cornerback, will play the part of audacious action movie heroes, but the geek squad of the tall redwoods will program a victory virus into the Southern Cal software. Percy's pick, and another close one, Stanford. Georgia Tech versus Tulane. The Rambling Wreck rev their Yellow Jacket engines out of their Big Peach garage for what they hope will be an easy-peasy breezy down in the queasy Big Easy. The Nola Nabobs from down charming St. Charles Avenue will be as tough as a behemoth bouncer on Bourbon Street as they break in their brand-new stadium. But the Yellow Jacket stinging machines will wind up wearing all the French Quarter beads. Percy's pick, Georgia Tech. Ole Miss versus Vanderbilt. The 15th-ranked darling Daredevils of Dixie charge out of kudzu-covered Magnolia Country in mythical Yoknapatawpha County into the twangy sound of mystical Music City, USA for an SEC skirmish with a crew of seasick Commodores. The good ship Vandy will try to drop anchor on the hottie-toddiers from Oxford, but will spring a leak in their poop deck and go down in the Nashville Sound. Percy's pick, Ole Miss. Michigan State versus Oregon. It's a colossal Big Ten Pac-12 clash as the 7th-ranked Michiganders migrate over to rain-soaked Oregon to get it on with the dandy 3rd-ranked Dauntless Ducks. The East Lansing Gridiron Gladiators will be mighty gritty in Eugene City, but the feathered non-friendlies won't be daffy and will get the last quacky. Percy's pick, Oregon. Virginia Tech versus Ohio State. The maroon and orange Hokie Birds of the ACC fearlessly flock into Ohio's capital city to bravely barnstorm the brutish Buckeyes of the Big Ten. The Fighting Gobblers from beautiful Blacksburg will do some serious strutting, but the 12th-ranked Bucks will put on a hurtin'. Percy's pick, old Brutus the Buckeye. Well, the old professor stayed up pretty late last night figuring out today's lesson plan. I clean ran out of paper for my old trusty Underwood typewriter, and I had to write most of the lesson on the back of an old grocery sack. I'm not going to take a nap, but I am going to take a short break to catch up on my stretching and yawning. I'll be right back.
Get something started. That's the sound of the Commander, Kubota's top-selling zero-turn mower. It's built just the way it sounds, to command lawns, capture attention, and lead the way. So bring on the trees, bushes, flower beds, and water features. The Commander's smooth ride, tight turning radius, and deep mower deck delivers outstanding professional-level cutting performance in all kinds of mowing conditions. You can adjust cutting height on the go with Kubota's exclusive K-Lift deck pedal. Add the optional LED headlights for those days you need to mow your lawn while racing the sun. The Kubota Commander is exclusively available at your friendly local Kubota dealer with a 4-year, 300-hour factory warranty and a family-friendly price tag. In fact, the Commander is Kubota's most affordably priced zero-turn mower ever. Kubota Commander zero-turn mowers, built for the best things in life.
Well, it looks like another great week is in store, but we still have time for a few more. So listen up now. Here are some quick, peerless picks and prognostications for Week 2. Alabama out-hoots the Florida Atlantic Owls. Oklahoma tosses Tulsa. Kentucky squeezes by Ohio. Florida soars over the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Arkansas shortchanges Nicholls State. NC State dominates Old Dominion. Tennessee traps Arkansas State. Missouri barely defuses the Toledo Rockets. Auburn knows the way to San Jose. Texas Tech sledgehammers the UTEP Miners. LSU writes Sam Houston State a well-deserved paycheck. And Texas A&M bashes Lamar all the way back to Beaumont. Well, that's about all we got for you today. Don't forget to tune in again next week, right here on your favorite Percy Pickem Radio Network station. Or you can hear us at any time, day or night, on our fabulous Facebook page at Professor Percy Pickem. That's P-I-C-K-E-M, Professor Percy Pickem. So long for now, and thanks so much for listening. And as the old professor's dear friend and multi-talented tailgater Larry Womble always says, we may not win every game, but we ain't never lost a party.
Professor Percy Pickem is a production of CRM Sports. For more, log on to y'all.com or share the podcast in the iTunes Store.